Every single day, thousands of pilots execute landings so routine they barely remember them. But there are places in this world where that routine simply does not exist. Where the runway ends at a cliff edge, where mountains force the plane into a sharp turn at low altitude, with no room for a second attempt, where the tide decides whether you can land at all. These are not accidents waiting to happen. These are airports that were built this way on purpose. In this video, you will see the most extreme landing conditions on the planet. And before we're done, you'll understand exactly why some of the world's most experienced pilots consider certain approaches a one-shot deal. No going back, no margin for error. Our first stop is in the French Alps, at an airport that looks nothing like any other in the world. This is Courchevel. The runway is short, steeply inclined, and covered in snow for most of the year. As the aircraft approaches, the pilot must reduce speed rapidly and touch down with millimeter precision. There is no hesitation, no adjustment window. The terrain on both sides leaves no margin for error. What makes it even more unusual is the slope itself. The runway rises sharply upward, creating the sensation that the plane is landing on a ramp. This incline helps slow the aircraft down after touchdown, but it also makes the approach far more delicate. On icy days, the control required is absolute. And yet, this airport operates daily, bringing skiers to one of the most famous resorts in Europe. Just when it seems like we have reached the edge of what aviation can handle, something even more extreme appears, this time hidden behind clouds at the edge of the Himalayas. In the small kingdom of Bhutan, surrounded by Himalayan peaks that reach above the clouds, sits Poirot Airport. There is no straight path to the runway. The pilot must navigate a winding descent through valleys, between hillsides and scattered villages, while wind currents shift without warning. Only a small group of certified pilots in the entire world are authorized to land here. The training is extensive. The experience is everything. Now picture a completely different kind of challenge. Not mountains, but open ocean. At Madeira Airport in Portugal, the runway was built on a series of massive concrete pillars extending over the Atlantic. From above, it looks like a bridge floating over the sea. Strong gusts hit the aircraft sideways during approach, forcing constant trajectory corrections. And then there is St. Martin in the Caribbean, where the problem is not the wind or the altitude, it is the people. Princess Juliana International Airport has one of the shortest runways in the world for the size of aircraft it handles. Planes approach so low over Maho Beach that beachgoers can reach up and feel the heat from the engines. The jet blast has knocked people off their feet. Tourists gather there every day specifically to experience it. But the airport that takes the concept of no second chances to its absolute limit is in Nepal. Lukla Airport is the gateway to Everest, and it operates by a rule that every pilot knows before they even begin their approach. If you miss the touchdown point, there is nowhere to go. The runway is short and inclined. It ends at a cliff. There's no go-around procedure. The plane must land and stop within the available distance, or the consequences are catastrophic. Weather can change in minutes. Fog rolls in. Wind reverses direction, and hundreds of flights still operate here every year, carrying climbers toward the highest mountain on Earth. In a completely different environment, Scotland has an airport with an equally unusual condition, but this time it involves the ocean itself. Barra Airport uses the beach as its runway. There is no asphalt, no concrete. The tidal flat is the surface. When the tide rises, the runway disappears underwater. Flight schedules are built around the sea. Every landing is timed to the movement of the ocean. Further north, at the edge of the Arctic Longyearbyen Airport in Svalbard, operates through months of total darkness and temperatures that freeze the ground permanently. The runway sits on permafrost that must be continuously monitored because the Earth itself can shift beneath it. These airports were not built where they were by mistake. Every one of them exists because someone needed a connection to a mountain village, to an island, to a city at the edge of the world, and engineers found a way to make it happen.